Hey everyone.
So we're back today to talk about our experience, the process with us doing or starting the temporary residency for Mexico. Once we decided when we were still here in Mexico back in March, we decided on the property that we were gonna go for it, try to purchase. We decided, hey, let's try for the temporary residency. So we reached out, while still in Mexico, we reached out to the consulate in Phoenix, Arizona, just to see their time frame, everything else, and it worked within our circle because we had some traveling to do in the States. So Tamar reached out to them via email. They responded pretty fast, maybe same day, next day. And they went back and forth a few times. We got our appointment set. They gave us a list of things that we needed to work on, get done before our appointment. So it gave us plenty of time to do that. So we were prepared for the most part.
So Kelly mentioned that we bought the land, but why did we want to do temporary residency over just coming over like most people do? Because you can come to Mexico and just do a regular visa like we did the first time when we came with the FMF. And for the most part, they were just automatically rubber stamping, giving 180 days. We've seen in social media a lot that they're kind of cracking down on that. And if we're going to go through the steps to get land here and build something here, we didn't want to put ourselves in that predicament where we get to cross the border and we're coming in supposedly to where our house is, and it's okay, well, you only have 2 weeks and then you got to leave again. We looked at the requirements of what it would take to get temporary residency. We met the requirements, but now it's just the actual process of submitting the documents to get approved.
All right. Number 1. So make sure in your passport you have at least 6 months from the day of your appointment before expiration. So number 2, once you're almost done with the process or done with the process at your appointment, you're going to go over to the cashier and it's going to be $48 US per person applying for your temporary residency or your visa.
Yes.
Number 3, so you're going to need, just like a passport, you're going to have to go to a CVS, Walgreens, get a passport photo as well to take in with your list of documents that are needed. So number 4, there is a website that they give you that you need to go on and fill out the documents on that as well, if you want to go into that one or just...
Yeah, so it's just the application process. It's a Mexican website that you go and you put in all your information and everything else, and then you print out the documents. And that's what you take to the consulate, added to the probably forged thick stack of papers that you'll have.
Number 5. So you're going to need, along with your original passport, you're going to need copies of the front of your passport, the front page, the back page, and then if you've been any other countries, you're going to need those stamps for each. So luckily TJ got a new one, so he didn't have all his stamps in there, so that saved us a few dollars at the Office Depot. But Tamar and I had like 11 pages of stamps that we had to go through and do all of those. So it took us a little bit and some more monies.
And this one bit us in the butt because we did not make copies of all these things before, and here we are at the appointment. And I'm not sure how the consulate that you visit, if they're going to allow you to make copies there, charge you, not charge. Whoever the
work with you.
The consulate that we visited, that was an option. We had to leave, or they gave us a list of stuff that I had messed up on that I needed to go get done. So we had to go find somewhere else to make copies and all this. Thankfully, the person that was supposed to come to the appointment after us, they did not show up, and our appointment was first thing in the morning. So it was good because we had a lot of time to get it taken care of and make it back and kind of use the next person's appointment who never showed up to complete the paperwork process.
So I don't know what the normal process is if you have everything correct, but ours was all morning. Like we didn't get done until lunchtime, like after 12. It was a long morning. So number 6, proof of legal status in the U.S. for non-citizens. So that obviously doesn't apply to us.
So I'm originally from Jamaica. However, I'm a U.S. naturalized citizen, so I didn't need to take any special documents because I have an American passport. But had I been going with, say, my Jamaican passport, then that would have been an issue, not necessarily an issue, but I would have had to have something else to substantiate that as well.
So number 7, this applies to us. If you own property in Mexico or planning, if you have the paperwork to put in your packet, you need to do so.
We added it to ours. However, I don't know if it made a difference or not. There's a threshold on the required property's got to be valued over, say, like $350,000. It does not meet that threshold, so it didn't matter. But we just felt like we should take everything that we could take. Number 8, if you're retired, you need to take any documents that you have to corroborate your status. If it's your Social Security checks or a statement that says you get Social Security, anything like that, whatever it is, it's your proof of status, and you need to take that. Number 9, I am retired military, and each month I get a pension. So for that, I took in the letters that I have, the verification letters showing each month what I receive for a pension. I also needed to show where that pension was going. And there is a dollar amount that you have to meet each month. Nonetheless, you need to make sure that you can prove that you're not only getting the money, but that the money is actually going into your bank account. And your bank account does not need to maintain that minimum balance each month. You just need to show that each month that amount of money is going into your bank account, if that makes sense. You don't have to have a balance of, say, $50,000 in your bank account each month.
Number 10, each person applying for the temporary residency needs to show proof of income. So the 3 of us are applying as a family unit, so we are going off of Tamar's retirement. So this is where we made the mistake. We learned at the appointment that we made copies for Tamar only because it was a family unit. It needs to be printed out. His paperwork needs to be printed out for each of our packets. So TJ needed one, I needed all the documents, and then Tamar, same exact documents 3 times.
So number 11, I had never heard the word apostille before. I think I heard about it in the Bible. Wasn't like, am I getting them mixed up? I might cut that out. Anyway, so never heard about it before, but it is a thing. So we got married in South Carolina. We had to contact.
South Carolina. You know what they say?
I'm leaving that in. So we had to contact South Carolina, send them the original marriage certificate, the money and blah, 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 in order for them to certify that the document that we were going to be presenting to the consulate is official and it's not some forge or something like that. For TJ, we needed to do the same with his birth certificate because we were applying as a family. So we had to send his to, we actually dropped it off in LA at an office there, a government office, and they were very speedy about it. We got it back in no time. And the last thing we're going to touch is consulate. You need to call up multiple consulates. Sometimes the one that is nearest to you may not be the best consulate to go with. Likewise, you may not want to go to one that is too far and then find out that they're requiring something that you don't have. So the best route that I think I would advise people to do is to contact them ahead of time. Ask them what the requirements are. Tell them what you're trying to do. There might be a left and a right lateral limit, but each consulate has the option of going somewhere between the left and right to get to that target. So if you contact them, they will most likely send you the requirements of what you need, and then you can hit those wickets just based on that. And just be prepared to go back a second time. We didn't have to do that.
We got lucky. That lady was awesome because she could have just said, hey, you need to make another appointment. Even when hers canceled after us, you know, easily she could have said, your time's up, you're gonna have to schedule another one. So
getting the temporary residency is a 2-part process. When you go to the consulate, you're not getting residency at the consulate. What they're granting you is a visa. The visa is a one-time use visa that needs to be used within 180 days. But once you've used it, whether you fly or drive through the border, it's then good for 30 days from the point that you enter. And it changes your entry requirement, because instead of you getting a 180 day entry in your FMM, when you enter using the visa, they'll give you a 30-day window at which point the visa expires. So you need to make sure that you get everything done at least started within that time. I'm not sure if it has to be done.
Again, Our Lady was awesome at the Phoenix Consulate. She even showed us on our visas and on the FMM where we need to make sure. So usually, like last time we came through, we were tourists, so that's marked as a tourist, and we came in. This time we had to make sure that they put, how do you say it? What was it?
Kanji.
Kanji.
I think.
But it's the opposite, so it's for your visa or for like temporary residency. So you're not a tourist at that point. And we let the guy know, and he saw our visas, and he knew right away, and he went over the whole process as well at the border, which was helpful, because then he's telling us the same thing that the lady at the consulate's telling us, and it just made us feel better. So we're still working on the part 2, but once we get that completed, hopefully in the next few days, then we'll be able to do another video for that part to go over the process for that and kind of what to expect. Well, that's it for today. We hope you guys liked the video. We hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, put them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ding that bell.
And ring that bell.
We need to come up with something catchy, because that wasn't catchy.
That wasn't catchy.
That wasn't catchy.
And catchy's notes.
That is staying on there, okay? That's all him, okay?
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below.